friends, welcome back. My name is Erica and this is my channel where I talk all about my making and my knitting and my crochet. And so welcome to the Frisk Homestead. I've got my cup of coffee today. So whatever you have, grab yours and come on in and let's talk about some things. I've got a couple of things. It's been a while since I popped on, so it's been busy. I hope you had an amazing Christmas. It is now January the 12th, right? Monday, January 12th. So I've got a couple of finished objects. You can find me on Ravelry, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Etsy, you can find me lots of places. So thank you for coming today and sitting down and chatting with me. So let's hop right in. I had one finished object over the holiday season, and that was the stocking that I made for our newest little guy. And I put this cute little leather tag on it. This was lots of mistakes. You can see right there. This was my very first color work piece. So I had never done anything like this before. I had knit socks. I've knit several pair of socks, but I had not done something like Fair Isle inspired or anything like that before. So there was a lot of learning that went into this piece, but I'm in love with it, and now I can't wait to make all the rest of my kiddos a stocking, just like this one. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I was up to during the holiday season. So Christmas, I was enjoying Christmas with all of my kiddos. And over here at the Frisk Homestead we have 8 children, so it can be a little bit busy. so we were just enjoying the holiday season. We were actually in the middle we've been in the middle of a transition. My husband just retired from the military after 22 years. So he is getting ready to transition out of that and into the next chapter that we are starting. So with that can come some moments of just deep prayer and reflection and lots of knitting and crochet to get us through. So yeah, I finished Sam's stocking and was very excited about that and had it up, and I put some little puffs and little baby snacks and stuff in there, so that was really fun for him. So now all the other kids are like, where's our stocking? You gonna make us one too, Mom? So on to, let's talk about whips. I actually have a massive whip pile, but a lot of those whips are in hibernation. One of my goals for 2026 is to hopefully be a little better about tracking my projects in Ravelry. I know we can all talk about all of these ways that we want to get better at tracking what we're working on, and I am very much a pen and paper gal. I grew up in the 90s, so I like my notebooks. I like my planners that I write in. I do have my Google calendars, and I have my Skylight calendar, and I do a lot of planning and a lot of things on there, but I find it easier to track my, projects if on paper in a notebook. So I'm trying to trying to feel things out and see what I like best. I'm trying to get better about putting my projects into Ravelry. And then, yeah, I guess we'll just kind of see how that works out. So one of the whips that I am working on, I'm actually almost finished. And it is these just vanilla socks. Let's see, almost matches the shirt that I'm wearing, so it's blending in. I love these socks. I'm actually making these socks for, I'm making them for my husband, but if we're being honest, I go in there and I find all of the socks that I've made for him and I wear them. So I'm making them for us. They're for us. So this is a 2x2 cuff. I think I did 20 rounds. And I did a 50 round leg. And then the slip stitch heel. And then just a rounded toe. If I'm not mistaken, I think I like the Crazy Sock Lady. I like her vanilla socks on 9-inch circulars. I like her tutorial, so I end up using that when I'm kind of mapping out what kind of socks that I like or want. So I am finished with one, and you see what I mean? Look, I'm on the toe. I'm decreasing for the toe. I need to just do this and get it knocked out. And then we can have these socks. You notice I said we. We can have these socks. So, yeah, that is my first whip. Second whip, I don't know if, I didn't even talk about what kind of yarn that was. And I don't remember. I bought that yarn so long ago, and I'm notorious for, well, I used to be really bad about not keeping tags. So I don't have the tag. Sorry. I don't have the tag for that one. But it's a really great yarn. I think I bought it at my local yarn shop. And yeah, so it was just some, I think 75-25, 75 wool, 25 nylon. Just a really great pair. It was really soft too. My next whip is actually a scarf for my hubby. And he picked this yarn. So this is just, this is how far I've gotten. And it's somewhat of a patterned scarf. I'm not really sure if I'm following a pattern. I think I'm knitting across one side, and then on the back I'm doing 2 purls, 2 knits all the way across, and then I go back and I knit the side, and on each end I'm just slipping so that my edges are neater. And I'm doing this in this yarn that he picked out, and it is, I love this yarn, in the colorway green camo. And I don't know, I do a couple of rows back and forth. I don't know if it's just I get bored, but it's taking me a little bit of time, because I'll do a couple and then I'm like, I'm done. But you see, we're getting pretty far. I think what I'll do is, once I get to about the 50-inch mark, and then I'll just go ahead and bind off and wash it, and I think it'll be nice, and he'll like that. So it's it's the green camo. It's funny because he just retired from the military and he didn't even realize that this is what the colorway was called, was green camo. So it's a nice color, and I'm working through that. And I did leave one of my whips, which I'll talk about that probably in the next video, but I had gotten 2 separate Advents last month, and one was the Yarnables Sip and Stitch, and it was quite wonderful. They were so pretty. And so I picked up this little, I guess, Advent scarf type pattern on Ravelry. And I'll talk about that more, and I'll show you kind of all the colors that I've got. But yeah, I forgot to bring that in here, so we'll talk about that next time. And then the other thing I'm working on is actually just a gift for some friends. And it's the Peach Blossom. If I remember, I'll try to put it on the screen or in the description box below. But I think her name's Megan T.Y. Not entirely sure how she pronounces it, but she has this Peach Blossom coaster with basket. And it's super cute. So we're gonna do all these flowers, and I'm using Paintbox Cotton DK. So we have the coaster, we make the flowers, we attach the flowers all the way around, then we make the basket. And then we will actually, it turns it into a bouquet of flowers, which is really neat. So I thought this was so cute, and I have a friend that she loves coasters. She loves to put out a different type of coaster with each season. So this is going to be for her, and I'm working on that. And I think that was all that like I said, I have so many whips that I'm probably, honestly, I probably need to do a Frogger finish. Some of them I just need to finish because they're almost there. But we will talk about those probably in the next video. So what else I'm working on? Let's see, we started school back. We are a homeschool family. We started our school back. It's been a little crazy. My girls are in American Heritage Girls, so that has started back up, and that has been quite busy. But I've also been reading because I love my coffee, I love my yarn, and I love my reading. Those 3 things give me joy, and my children. But those 3 things bring me lots of joy. So, excuse me, the books. I have already finished 1 book so far this year. And this is what I was reading at the beginning of the year. Actually, the hubby and I were reading it together, and we both finished it, and this was pretty intense. If you like the murder mystery, this is a really good book. It kind of shocked us both. And we blew through this book because we couldn't put it down. We were ready to see who it was, who did it. So this was What Have You Done by Sherry LaPena. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but really good book if you like murder mystery type deal. And then what I got started with is The Inn on Harmony Island. And this is part of the Sweet Tea and Southern Gentleman series by Anne Marie Meyer. And this one is probably a little more out of the genre that I cling to, I guess, is the way to put it. But so far, it's a really good book, and she writes really well, so that makes it easy to stay in when it's not necessarily a genre that you would automatically be drawn to normally. So that's always a plus. But let's see. I think think that's all I have to talk about today. I didn't really have a lot today, but I wanted to hop back on here because it's been several weeks and I had that finished object and I had a couple of things I was working on, and I really enjoy coming and sitting and talking about my knitting and hearing from you guys, and it's always so nice for you to come join me in my cozy little corner of the internet. So if you loved this content, if you loved hanging out with me today, I would love for you to subscribe. Hopefully I can get videos out a little more frequently. I'm hoping that one every 2 weeks is kind of what my goal is usually. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe and like this video and drop me a little comment and tell me where you're watching from, what you're working on. I know when I'm watching people that I love, my hands are busy. I'm working on something. So let me know what you're working on. Maybe it's one more thing I need to add to my long list. So thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. And until next time, see ya.